Let's get back to the product in just a moment. Let's talk about raising funding. Okay. Let me set the stage for everyone here. Raising funding for CPG companies is super hard, especially when it comes to startup investors, angels, people used to startup investing. It's a completely different world. And so we had to send Shaddy down a little bit of a different path. I'm not going to go send this product to A16Z, not yet anyway. Sequoia's not going to look at it. Shaddy, what was your experience? How much have you raised and how did you go about it?
Yeah. Well, not only is it difficult to raise in the environment that we're in, but it's also difficult to raise in the product that we're in. Specifically with us, that cannabis component, because this is not federally legal, you do have a lot of pushback from specific angels that are like, look, man, product is sick. I would definitely buy it as a consumer, but I don't know if I would put in money in a category that I don't know where it's going to be. So for us, very early on, and this is a strong recommendation for anyone that's part of startups, the actual pitch deck guidelines that are written by you and your team, because that's what helped me build a pitch deck that I actually could vouch for, that I was proud of. Forget the aesthetics of it, that the aesthetics kind of come after, but build the backbone of what is it that you need to tell an investor? What is it that an investor even asks for? I had never studied business. I didn't go to college for, business administration or international business. I went for something completely separate. So for me, this was like literally starting from scratch. And I had a lot of questions regarding like, what is it that people even care about? We went down the route of angel investors. So friends and family that I had just known, the FFA round that Ed mentions all the time, and fools. I think you've added FFAF
Yep.
in the past. Yeah.
Fools.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So the fools in the end. So literally, I mean, it's just having as many conversations. The more pitches I would do, the more I would realize like, oh, that's where I messed up. I shouldn't have said that. Or that's what I should probably address more. So it's just, I mean, practice makes permanent in that way. But definitely going through that friends and family round, we raised, to answer your question, we raised an initial round of $300,000. This was off safe notes. We value the company at a certain number. So we were issuing safe notes based on whatever they were giving us on that. This was a pre-seed round, literally as pre-seed as it gets. I had a PowerPoint. I had no product. I didn't even have a physical can to show people. But it was people believing in not only in the product, in the category, but in me and in my dad. My dad being the other founder of the company, believed in both of us, believed in that. Like I left everything to start this company. I literally put in all my chips to this, like as if I were playing poker. And I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I know I'm going to make it work. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to make it work. And we're still in the process. Not that we've already made it work, but it's definitely far along in. Yeah.
Now, after you were able to raise that initial money, and kudos to you for going out there, and that's a lot of what it takes is they have to believe in you as the founder. Plus, you and your dad have domain expertise, and I met your father, delightful fellow, totally support. I love the dynamic that you two have. But then after that, you put it out there. Did you raise anything more after you had your prototype cans and you were able to actually show? What does that look like?
Yeah, so we launched our first ever production run was August of 2023. We had already raised about 270 before we even did that. And then very recently, about a month ago actually, we raised a little bit more. Again, off friends and family. The valuation of the company obviously raised because now we have a product, we have sales, we're in a couple, states. But it was very much you being very strategic about how much we're going to raise and how much we actually need. A lot of people are obsessed with this fact of like, just let's raise as much as possible and then we'll see what we do with the money. And a lot of times, even though you can maybe think that and internally you can voice that with your team, you can't tell an investor, I'll figure out what happens once I get this money. Like you need to have a set plan. And that
Totally.
also helps map out like this is what I'm going to be using your money for, because at the end of the day, they're going to be sending you money that, they don't know it's a bet for everyone, right?
Yeah, for sure.